Judge Lyman is frickin' on it. Hello, my fam. It is Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and your number one source for everything It Ends With Us saga. Very briefly, a recap of all of yesterday's drama, which the judge just ruled on. Team Baldoni was requesting the medical records from Ku Klux Khaleesi. They submitted a motion to compel her records, including doctors, treatment plans, any medication that she took, notes from her providers, etc., as well as HIPAA authorization for them to receive that. The trial doesn't begin until March of 2026, but we are currently in the discovery, subpoena, discovery phase. This information that they are requesting and asking the judge to compel is extremely relevant because of her two claims of action against Baldoni and the Wayfarer parties. Intentional and negligent infliction of emotional distress. Well, after the Baha'i Bunch requested Blakey Crocker's medical records, which her lawyers, who are allegedly good, knew ahead of time would happen, because that's what happens in cases where allegations of infliction of emotional distress are made. They got the request for her medical records and they said, we're changing our mind. That happened, but we're not going to give you that information. Instead, we're going to withdraw the claims. This handsome fella and his crew were like, okay, cool. However, the oxygen inhaler wanted to withdraw her claims without prejudice. In layman's terms, that means she reserved the right to bring up these serious allegations of infliction of emotional distress again in the future. Understandably, Team Baldoni Wayfarer did not want that. They wanted her claims removed with prejudice, meaning, okay, you're going to take this off the table in the amended complaint that you filed? Cool, but you can't bring it up again in the future. So, in response to their motion to compel late last night, I did not go to bed till like 1 in the morning. This morning. In response to that motion to compel, the shampoo company owners' attorneys filed an objection. They said they stand behind her claims, but they're removing them to streamline the complaint. And because in the wake of filing their complaint, the Baldoni Wayfarer parties have exposed themselves to more sanctions, meaning more money, damages for her. So she doesn't need those two causes of action, infliction of emotional distress. So, it was in the hands of the judge. Compel or not compel? And he's already given us an answer. Listen carefully because Judge Lyman, this is a little wordy, so I'm going to have to translate for you. It reads, filed this morning, quote, the motion to compel is denied based on plaintiff's representation that the relevant claims will be withdrawn. Lively's request that because the parties have agreed to dismiss Miss Lively's 10th and 11th causes of action, the court exercise its inherent authority and authority under Rule 15 to dismiss them without prejudice is denied without prejudice to renewal. The parties shall stipulate whether the dismissal of her claims is with or without prejudice, or Lively shall renew her request by formal motion. Then, this is perhaps the most important part in the ruling today, quote, for avoidance of doubt, if the claims are not dismissed, the court will preclude Lively from offering any evidence of emotional distress. Let me read to you that last line again. So even everybody can understand it, but I'll really explain it to you, okay? For avoidance of doubt, if the claims of infliction of emotional distress, and he already explained how this should be handled. If the claims are not dismissed, the court will prevent, another word, Lively from offering any evidence of emotional distress, thus rendering her claims mute, or what's a better word? Like a lame duck president, you know what I mean? No power behind the claims. The judge said, if she does not, through the means of the court, through the ways that he's laid out, withdraw her claims, if they can't figure it out with or without prejudice, it doesn't matter because he's not giving her any power. Her claims are now, as of this moment, dead in the water. Because even if they're going to pursue it in trial beginning in March of 2026, he's not giving them the authority to submit any evidence. There's not going to be anything to back up her claims of infliction of emotional distress. I made a video yesterday going through those claims. She alleged in her own words that Justin Baldoni and his crew engaged in extreme and outrageous conduct, which was so extreme as to exceed all bounds of that usually tolerated in a civilized community. She alleged that they tried to destroy her reputation and career in retaliation for exercising her legally protected right to speak up about their misconduct. She cried about them intending to cause her emotional distress. She bemoaned that she allegedly suffered severe emotional distress as a result of their conduct. Their conduct was so outrageous that it was a substantial factor in causing her severe emotional distress. And so bold as to claim that this guy and his posse acted with oppression, fraud, and malice, and they broke all sorts of laws in doing so. She is injured because of them. She suffered and continues to suffer the damages because of them. That was a brief recap. And if she did experience all of that, one would imagine that she would seek help, medical intervention, therapy, any kind of assistance for that grave impairment that is ongoing that she suffered because of them. But Taylor Swift's former bestie was not willing to share anything related to those causes of action. Instead, in a very unusual move, not streamlining, they withdrew them. And the judge just said today, even though last night her lawyers said they stand behind those causes of action, the judge said today, those causes of action, done. Over. Even if she changed her mind, he's not going to let her present any evidence that she could have already presented because they requested it. And that's not an unusual request when these claims are made. Honestly, I feel like I'm getting a law degree covering this case. And hopefully you are too. And thankfully, you are watching me, your number one source for everything It Ends With Us saga. Ooh, I love it when I bring it back at the end. All right, my fam, let's discuss in the comments section everything we've learned today, right now. I'll see you there.